This is Oh, this has been another glorious day, and we thank God. And the Holy Spirit has been with us all day. This is PM, and our friends Kathy, Kelly, and Jim Burness drove all the way up from Long Island to see us. And we had the most jolly day, or visit, and it was so good to see them. And they brought up all of these tapes, so probably the last of the VHS tapes from Nassau Woodbury Cablevision, the great big system on Long Island. Oh, and just in the middle of this report, I hear somebody rubbing the window, asking to come in. Can you pull the window for us again? You think we can see it in the dark? You think you can pull the window? Oh, alright, I see you talking. I'm so glad you're going to spend the night in the house instead of the way you did last time, outdoors all night. So, I was telling you about the joy, again, in the presence of the Holy Spirit, doing these dubs. There's the 8 DVDs, recorders, and the very fancy monitor that Jimmy Talbot gave me from Beverly Hills, California, and the character generator performed brilliantly. Poor thing worked so hard. And then the 8 VCRs. Oh, it's nothing to sneeze at. What made you sneeze, little Dottie Com? Poor Dottie Com's got cold. What made you sneeze? The door was open? And here's the results. There's 4 shows, shows on each one of these tapes. And there's 4 in it over there. So there were 8 runs. 4 times 8. No, there's more than that. There's 8 per run, but there are 4 runs. So what's 4 times 32 volts? 128? Well, and then, so it's 128 shows on VHS, and then 4 shows on, would be the same number, because there's 8 discs per run, and then 4 runs, 32 times 4, so it's 128 and 128, which is about 260 already. That doesn't count the other dubs that have to be made for the TV stations that these TV supply. Oh, that's fun. And what's Irish and stays out all night? Yes. Are you Irish? You do stay out all night, but tonight you're going to stay in. What's Irish and stays out all night? Eddie over.
What'd you say? Wait, you lost it. No, did I tell you about the woman who calls her car flattery? Did I tell you that? The woman calls her car flattery, you can get her anywhere? Okay, then take care.
Woman calls her car flattery because it doesn't get her anywhere. Barking like that and barking like that. And it's a new day. And we had snow. We had snow last night. First week of spring. We had snow. I think we'll show it to you. That is snow. 1 week from Good Friday. March the 28th, 2008, I done. What do you think of that? So those were genuine clouds yesterday, even though the sunshine did prevail. We've had 7 days of sunshine. Now this time of day is 51. Folks, I don't know if this is going to come true clearly enough for you, but this is a prayer that Nicky Gumbel said on the Alpha program, on his talk number 4, and I played it for Betty, and she loved it. See if it helps you.
Lord Jesus Christ, thank you that you died for me, to make it possible for me to have that relationship with God. I'm sorry for the things in my life that have been wrong. I've done those things. So receive the free gift of love, of goodness, eternal life. Thank you. And I ask you, now come to my life, I open the door of my life, and invite you to come in by your Spirit, to be with me forever. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Amen. Father, thank you for those people here tonight. You pray that.
Over and over, it seems to be, I'm sorry for the things that I did wrong, and thank you for doing all that you did for me, and I ask you to come into my heart. It seems to be those three simple basics.
This is Albert. I got your tape. You got 14 of them.
Oh, thank you. That's from Litchfield.
Foot by a foot, maybe 8-inch high. So anyway, if you want me to send them, I believe you may want to. You said something about yesterday and today, doctor. Yesterday, my regular doctor, and today about the blood cell. I'm doing okay with the blood cells so far. So I got another appointment in 3 months.
Well, good.
The other doctor got
3 months means it's pretty good.
on Monday morning.
Now, this isn't clear what he's got to do Monday morning. Another doctor.
I could hear my heart beat on my right here. Always when I'm sleeping in bed on the pillow, and sometimes during the day also. It's
She's so shy that I don't know how I found her, with 3 big bodyguards always working around her. 1 just nods and 2 just grins, and 3 got a mouthful of safety pins. Oh, Glendora, I want to see more of you. I gotta get out Perry Como's and play it for you. Last night at the store they did some changing, and I stood watching when they started rearranging. She lost her wig, she lost her arms, and when they got through, she lost all of her charms. Oh, Glendora, what did they do to you? For getting a hold of this and sending it to me, and for preserving it all these years. Those little fans from childhood. The SS Glendora and WRGB General Electric, Schenectady, Channel 6. Well, Gail Dunneritz, isn't it funny that you can be wrong about people? Of all people, she let the antithetical public access outfit, Cox Cable in Manchester, Connecticut, Laurie Badanani and Greg Thresher, she let them beat them down, just pushed her over, walked right over her. Gail and I spent hours making a beautiful program for the Manchester Public Library. I made out all the forms for her. She signed them. I became a friend, and also Lowell Martin. The 2 of us became friends of the Manchester, Connecticut Library. I think we paid $50 donation. We spent hours preparing our television interview for you, telling you all these wonderful things going on in the Manchester Library. Much visuals going back and forth, and she just copped out to them with no compunction, with no courage, with no Americanism, with no stand for free speech, with no stand for the public's right to TV. Well, what happened? Well, I called up to see when the time slot was, and a girl answered, and she put on hold, and she didn't tell me anything, so I made up my mind I wouldn't do it anymore. What a pushover. And Gail and I spent many close minutes talking. And we had an exchange of soul and a meeting of the minds. And we had sort of a friendship going. And look what happened. What are we going to do about it? I don't know. You tell me. Meanwhile, I'll listen and pray. Here are the contents of a chat with Glendora. So far there are 12 that have been, the contents have been listed, and then there's 2, 4 more there. So that's 16, and then this is the 17th that's being made. Do you have any announcements? I want to help you with your announcements. I want to help you any way I can. I'd like to say thanks to Jean Mondy, who lives way, way, way out on the eastern end of Long Island. Way, way out there, around Montauk and Amagansett and East Hampton. And she just calls me up and encourages me to, quote, continue your crusade, unquote. And the people out there at LTV, local TV in Wainscott, want me to have a local backer. So I'll ask Jean Monday to do that. Avoid identity theft. Don't give your age or your birthday or your bank account numbers or your social security numbers or your birth date or your mother's maiden name to anybody. Here's a St. Patrick's Day card from Heather and Marilyn. Thank you. And thank you so much for the cookies, the sugar cookies with the green frosting. My friend Bruce Bergman came up Wednesday, the eve before Monday, Thursday. And they had traveled well. You paid something like $6 for a priority mail box. And they traveled well. And then I put them in the oven just for, a minute or two at a very low temperature. And they were fresh and tasty, and he loved them. And so did I. The mints were delicious. They were Richardson's, which are the best. And the saltwater taffy was the most interesting, the most tasty and flavorful I've ever had, and the most colorful. So all of this came from the coast of Rhode Island, but the salt taffy was made in California. Ford is recalling a cruise control piece on the 1993 Lincoln. How's your cruise control? That's where I want to bring you. Something else I was going to tell you. In California we have good news. Lovable, sweet, endearing Susan Lee White, who is from Quogue, the east end of Long Island, another one, has 2 places. She's now has a place in Carlsbad, California, and she has gone to Time Warner and got the application and has filled it out for a chat with Glendora to be on Time Warner cable TV in Carlsbad, California, San Diego County. Folks, is this too good to be true? PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Oh, how I pray for that. I pray for that daily 100 times. The ethical treatment of animals. The loving, kind treatment of animals. And I send piles of money to these people. Is it too good to be true, folks? Well, I sent them another $4, I guess. Channel uses contract and statement of compliance. QPTV. That's my dear sweet friend, Vivian Folsom, in Queens. She works for the telephone company. And she does this so expertly, and so thoroughly, and so precisely, and so completely. She renews my TV program on Queens Public Access TV. I think it's every year. And takes care of it beautifully. She should be, I bet very few chief executive officers do things as well as Vivian Folsom does. Thank you, you dear, dear heart. And Levias, affection, power, and love to you. Susan Hayward forwarded the postcard to me from Peekskill Cablevision that A Chat with Glendora is on channel 15, Saturdays at 9 p.m. Very, very good. Thank you so much, Cecilia Mastrovilli, Cablevision, and thank you, Susan Hayward, a precious friend. A producer's pizza party. Where? Metro East, Portland, Oregon. Isn't that fun? Oh, I'd love to go. Can you come and get me? Thank you, Portland, Oregon. And thank you, all you new people out there. Here's a letter I wrote to the young man who didn't keep his word. He thinks it's all right to go back on your word. Well, apparently this was, oh yeah, this is the O'Donnellis and the back down and the complete abuse by Lori Badagani and Greg Thresher of public access in the municipality of Manchester, Connecticut. Announcements, anybody? I'll help you with announcements. St. Anthony, thank you, St. Anthony, for all of the things that you did. It was around about the 12th century, I believe. He went out and helped poor people. That's what Perry Jones is doing up in Albany. 250 people in the night come in off of the sidewalks. That should not be that we have people out on the sidewalks. This is Americans for Legal Reform in Long Island. Let's see if I can find the telephone number and show it to you. They have meetings in the library. There it is, 631-421-6390. And these are the meetings. Oh, there's Amadeus. He's pawing the door. He wants to come in. January 9th, February 13th, March 11th, January 17th, and January 28th. Deer Park Public Library and Farmingdale Public Library. How to fire a lawyer. Never hire a lawyer. Never. Mediation. Preparation for divorce. How ugly. He has some people that he wants information on. Americans for Legal Reform. Well, I think I'm almost at the end of my announcements. Excuse me, will you, while I let in this poor kitty cat. You want your vegetarian cat candies? Your hard cat candy? Yes? Okay, yeah. Where you been all morning? Do you have a job? Do you commute? I can't read you this announcement because I can't read my writing. Oh yeah, Whitestone Cafe, I'm not going there anymore because we had food left over that we wanted to take home and feed to the raccoons, and they wouldn't let us take it home. So I handed in all my punch cards, you know, where I was going to get a free dinner, and here, honey. Or a free breakfast, or a free lunch. And I'm never going there anymore. Because they're going to throw away that food anyway. And there's just too many hungry animals out there, like this one. There. To throw away food. Well, it was water. You were thirsty. Here's your cat candies. I don't have time right now to mash you up some dinner bits and put yeast on them for you. Here's an announcement. So now it's time for jokes, huh? Look what God gave you. A whole year. Look at that. He gave you all these days. Look at that. What are you going to do with them? I found out how you can save gasoline. You can get on I-95 and you can shut off the ignition, and then all the other cars will push you to work. The policeman gave the motorist, stopped the motorist because he didn't have a taillight. And the motorist couldn't believe it, and he got out and he looked and there wasn't any taillight, and he started to shiver and shake and cry, and the policeman says, "It's not that bad, you just don't have a taillight." And the motorist says, "Yeah, but where's my wife and trailer?" cat seating. And when the seat belts first came out, man got a new car and he went to see his friend to give his friend a ride in the new car. And his friend, and in those days, you know, there were quite a few seat belts. So his friend did the shoulder strap and he did the waist strap. And they got home and his friend unbuckles the shoulder strap and the waist strap and all.